thank you very much.
Welcome.
I got one more gear to go. I thought today I would talk to you a little bit about YouTube and I guess what YouTube does for me, what it pays me. Let's get to the core, shall we? So last week's video to date, so right now today, so that video's been up about 6 days. That video has made me approximately 33 pence. Woo! 33 pence. Hiya. Laughed at me when my camera stuck on my helmet. Try that angle, that's a bit better. So I mentioned last week that one of the reasons I get out on my bike is because of YouTube, or YouTube helps me get a bit motivated, and I thought I'd explain today just a little bit about just a little bit about that. I'm really nice, aren't I? A little bit about that YouTube motivation and yeah, why I do it, I guess, and take you on a bit of a ride while I'm at it. It won't be too long, maybe 5 minutes. If you've got 5 minutes, stick around. I've been making YouTube content for a really long time. Back many years ago, made a few videos, and hi there, you alright? I made a few videos and YouTube started paying. It was great. I earned about 15-20 quid from a couple of videos, and then they changed the whole monetization, which is a word that you might hear about if you make YouTube videos. They changed the way that worked, and for the last few years they've changed how it works, and you've had to have over 1,000 subscribers and you needed to have 4,000 watch hours in the previous 12 months, 365 days. And I realised with my pathetic attempts at making videos around Swindon and on my rubbish old GoPro, yeah, I wasn't going to get anywhere, so I didn't really bother. And then then it got to the point where I realised that there were a few hundred subscribers and that maybe 1,000 wasn't that unachievable. So a few years back I then decided to try and knuckle down a bit. So it turns out that even though there are videos on YouTube with hundreds of millions of views, and there are channels with millions of subscribers, even getting to 1,000 is quite an ordeal. So I guess my journey was a little bit up and down. My incentive, you go out, you go for a ride, you go away for the weekend, you then spend maybe half a day making a video, waiting for it to load up to YouTube, and it gets 50 views. So you rapidly get a little bit despondent. Oh, that's a little less windy. So yeah, so you get a little bit despondent. And then last summer, BBC Radio Wiltshire asked me to go in for a chat on a Monday evening show. Oh, hello, squirrel. And I had 250 subscribers, which is nothing. But I had 250, and they seemed to think it was quite cool that somebody could have 250 subscribers just doing what I do. So I started to think, you know, maybe put a bit more effort into it. So then 2020 happened. March, lockdown hit the UK, coronavirus, I guess, had people indoors and watching more YouTube. I started making a bit more content and the subs started growing. And before I knew where I was, I'd hit that 500 mark, then that 600 mark. A couple of videos started to get, I don't know, good few hundred views, a couple of thousand views in some cases. And so I thought maybe I can push it on. So then at some point in September I hit the 1,000, and it felt quite flat, you know, like, all right, well, what now? Because, you know, the next goal is what, 5,000, 10,000, and the length of time it took to get to 1,000 just made you think that the next goal was going to be, well, a long way off. And as you'll know if you watch my videos, I'm not sending big gap jumps. I'm not riding the most expensive, flashiest bikes in the world, and I'm not riding in the most amazing locations. Just carried on. Work got a bit busy. Videos probably tailed off a little bit because lockdown had stopped and people weren't watching quite so much. And then I think it's around about the 10th of October I got my first payout from YouTube, and it was £49.49 for the previous month. And I thought, wow, I've been paying about 50 quid a month towards a bike for the last year or two. So could YouTube fund a bike or a new camera? Suddenly it got a bit more interesting. So I started putting a bit more videos up, put the effort back in. Perhaps they may not have been the best, but they get watched. And then again around the 10th, 11th of November, the second payout from YouTube with what I thought was noticeably less views, £49.52. That's going up. So with what I consider, whoa, that stinks. Whew. I figured with what will look like pretty average performing videos, pretty average views, YouTube was perhaps gonna be able to be counted on for about 50 quid a month. So I'm now starting to think, what do I do with 50 quid's worth of YouTube money a month? Oh yeah, you right? I must look like a right idiot. Right, if you've ever cycled in North Wiltshire on the roads at all, I'm pretty certain you'll be familiar with Cliff Pipard or Clive Pippard. Who knows how you pronounce it? I pronounce it short breath usually. So this ain't Pretty Hill. It just gets steeper. Such a killer. I got one more gear to go. This was the point in last week's video where everybody stopped watching. It's not very long, but it's steep. Whew. I don't think I've been down this road before. Anyway, so there we go, about 50 quid a month. The video that I produced last week so far has made about 33 pence. It probably won't do a great deal better than that, to be honest, because it's not got long-term interest, I wouldn't have thought. So a lot of my videos are done for a bit of fun. That video might max out at a couple of quid over the course of the next few months. Who knows? I've got a few videos that perform really well, and the videos that work best for me currently seem to be reviews. Reviews are pretty basic products. I mean, let's face it, I only own basic products, so more reviews to come, interspersed with some riding. And as far as my YouTube money and payment is concerned, I think I'm going to use it to buy. Well, if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, but most importantly, let the adverts run.